Hi, I'm Casey and I am the Lean Homesteader. Here on the homestead, we use lean practices in our daily adventures. So come and fail and learn with me.
So we're just making sure that we clean that really well. We have purchased different types of attachments. So this is a bee guard, and that seems to help. I had a lot less ants and no bees in this particular set, so that makes me happy. We've had this for a long time. I just have the one hummingbird feeder because I do not have a ton of hummingbirds. I have, I think, 3 or 4 that I have seen max. Whereas my grandma has, I think she has probably close to 20 to 30 each season. So in my, I'm going to make a simple syrup is essentially all you're doing. So I'm boiling water. I started that before we started chatting. And we are really just going to get this nice and hot, which it already is. I'm going to shut it off. There's probably 2 cups of water. Since I don't have a ton of hummingbirds, I do just make a small amount because otherwise, as I dump that out, I could smell it gone essentially to an alcohol. And we don't need drunk birds, right? We don't need drunk hummingbirds. They're already dangerous enough as is. At least they're not dangerous, but they're adorable and they're a little flighty and can about pick you in the face, it feels like sometimes. Anyway, so I have a half a cup of sugar or so that I am adding to this, and that is it. That is all I am adding. I'm making a very simple syrup for the birds. Next thing I do is just whisk that together. Everything's super hot. We're going to let this cool before I set it outside for the birds. But it is something that we all get enjoyment from. Every year I am very excited to see them show up. We have the ruby-throated hummingbirds in the northern part of Indiana where we live. And that is something, Buttercup, you've met, our orange cat. She enjoys watching them. And then next to that feeder, we also have a finch feeder. And we have had many, many finches this year. So part of the homestead life is finding joy in where you're at. And that is something that I have been able to do with just a couple of bird feeders. That is something I for sure get from my grandparents. As every time I visit, we spend a lot of time watching the birds. So you can see for me, this fills it about halfway or so. And that is more than enough. This makes about a week's worth of feed for the birds. Flip that upside down. And then I'm going to let that hang out here in the house until it kind of cools. But yeah, so we get to see, we have on the finch feeder most every day at least 10 to 12 finch birds. We have house finches and we have the yellow finches, so the red-headed finches that are out there. They're pretty adorable too. Buttercup likes to pretend like she's going to be able to get them, and so does Belle. You all have not met Belle yet. She is not a very, well, she just doesn't like people all that much, and so that includes us sometimes. And that's okay. She chose to come home with us, but she definitely enjoys spending some time alone. She does come out in the evening, but when I'm busy working on stuff, she doesn't tend to like to do so. But for today, that's what we have going. So I try to keep my project short as I build on my homesteading journey, and that is something you should do too. I like to think about as many things as I can get done in one short set of time. And for today, that means that I am going to make the hummingbird feed because, hey, I love seeing them every year. And so do the cats, and the dogs like watching them too. But I really enjoy just finding simple ways to build some practicality. Yes, I could go to the store and buy hummingbird feed, but you know what? I also already go and buy sugar, and I have plenty of water at home. I boiled it, I mixed it, we're just kind of letting it go. And right now, it is currently bubbling into the little feeder nectar, or the nectar feeds. So, hope this gives you some ideas of things that you can do for yourself. Just make it easy. You don't have to make it difficult. But I hope you have a fantastic day. Come see what else we're hanging out with this week. Have a great day.